welcome to today's application video. You'll see a little bit of waterfall behind me at the resort here at Ocho Rios. Let's go ahead and jump into the math application. Go ahead and take that application sheet out and let's get ready to work some examples. This is application 4-3, characteristics of exponentials. Our learning target for this lesson is that I can identify and interpret characteristics of exponential functions. So let's go ahead and take a look at the application sheet. We are going to do this application video just a little bit different than your normal application video. Instead of picking one problem and working our way through it, since these are all very specific type of focus problems, what I'm going to do is go over a brief review of some of the skills that you'll need for the problems, but I'm not going to actually work through them all the way. I'm going to give you some hints and some nudges to get you going in the right direction, and then leave it up to you to solve on each of these. So if we look at number 1, we are asked which function has the greatest rate of change over the interval -3, -1, and we're asked if it's f of x, which is shown over here in the table, or g of x, which is shown on the graph. Now, just a reminder in case you've forgotten your slope formula, which is on your formula sheet. It is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now we need ordered pairs to plug into this. From the table, it's easy. We get our x values from here and our y values from here, and we can pick any pair to make our ordered pairs. With the graph, it's just a little bit trickier. We are given the interval -3, -1. What those are actually going to be are x values. So we need to find the y values that go with those. I'll help you out by finding the first one. To find what y would be when x is -3, we simply go to the graph where it is x equal -3, and we go up until we hit our line that is actually part of our graph, which is going to be right here. If we look at the y value there, it's going to be 8. And I will let you find the other y value and plug that into your formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's go ahead and take a look at problem number 2. We are asked to find the domain and the range of each function below. Just want to give us a couple quick reminders over domain and range. Remember that our domain is our x values, all our possible x values, and it's going to run from our furthest value to the left to the furthest value to the right. Our range is going to be all our possible y values, and it's going to give us our lowest point to our highest point. So those are going to be what you are looking for when you're finding and comparing the domain and range of each function. Alright, let's move on to problem number 3. We want to compare the asymptotes of j of x, which is our graph here, and k of x, which is our equation over here. And just want to remind you that our asymptote is the line that our graph is going to get very, very close to, and it's going to look like it's almost touching it, but it's never going to quite touch it, and it's never going to quite cross it. So that's pretty easy to find from the graph. It's pretty easy to eyeball and see. What you're going to want to do is review your notes for your finding an asymptote from an equation. Ms. Blaylock went over a way that you can figure it out without having to graph it each time. And you're going to want to find and compare those two asymptotes and let us know how they relate to each other. Alright, finally, problem number 4. The statement as x decreases, f of x approaches 2 describes the end behavior for which of the following functions. Now this is written just a little bit differently than we've been writing end behavior in the past. It is a way you might see on the milestone or on a test. But just to break this down, as x decreases, what that means is as x moves to the left. So we are asking, as the graph, as x goes this direction, what is happening to the y value? In this case, we're saying that the y would approach 2. So you want to look at the 4 graphs provided. You want to look at the graph as you move to the left. For the graph that is going to come very, very close to 2,
but not actually touch it. Alright, those are some hints and tips to get you started on application 4-3, that should say. I apologize for the typo. And begin to prepare for your mastery check. If you have any questions and these hints or tips were not enough to get you steered in the right direction, let us know. We'll be glad to help you out. See you guys next time.